What up, homies? Welcome to episode 44 of our Disco Elysium playthrough. It is the fourth day in Martinez and we got pretty clear-cut goals for the early hours. First of which, take care of the dead body by the marina together with Kim and find out who he was and how to process him. Doing that conveniently leads us back to Kim's car because we have to call the station about this case. But as we arrive at the car, we meet two wannabe cop assassinating punks and happily discuss the philosophical concept of cop murder with them. Finally, we go back to the Hardy Boys and then end up at the bookstore and buy a Helm Man book so we can maybe connect with Kuno West at one point in the future. Thanks for coming by and enjoy! But where have all the communists gone? Roam the streets to sniff out some comrades. Cool. Alright, let's go sniffing. What the fuck? Why is he standing in there? Wait, can I go in there? No, I can't. Good morning. Alright, are you a communist? Sniff, sniff.
Waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down, bastards.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What is it with you and those waves? Never mind the waves, let's stay on track here. What is it with you and those waves?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer?
Alright. I wonder if smelling them out will just appear as the circle thought thingy around me, or if I actually have to interrogate them. Talk to them. Everything has to be an interrogation, even though we're a cop. Alright, Kim, I found something very interesting last night. I'm sure you're gonna like it. Alright.
A man lies on the boardwalk.
Hold on.
The lieutenant leans over the corpse and examines his face. Two glassy eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Looks like he's been dead for a while. I'm surprised no one found him before you came along.
He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket. Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
He looks south the way you came.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
This is an omen, a sign from above. Don't start drinking again.
Alright. He looks like me. I could have ended up just like him, dead on some empty boardwalk with a bottle next to me. Looks like just another old drunkard to me. I think labeling him as an alcoholic is a bit premature. We don't know anything yet. He just looks like me.
Well, at least you're not married.
The lieutenant points at the ring on the man's left hand, the flesh around it swollen and grey.
Or, what if you are?
But let's try to not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Could it be related to the lynching? Do you think he was drunk? Point at the bottle. What about the kebab? So did he get heavy from that? Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk.
How many resources can that take?
Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
Alright. So what about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
Do you think he was drunk?
Oh yes.
What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Could it be related to the lynching?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Hold on, what about field autopsy? We found him, we should finish this. Let's leave this case for the station. I don't want to spend the time on it. I still need some time to decide how I want to solve this case. First of all, field autopsy. Maybe it's not possible because of this very dangerous place that we're standing on.
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
Yes, but isn't that kind of sloppy? You're right, I don't see anything criminal here. Let's leave it at that. Yeah, I agree.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
We found him. We should finish this. Let's leave this case for the station. I don't want to spend time on it. I mean, I kind of do. I wonder if we're going to leave anything out because we do that. Because I don't know how long this game is. When I first started this game, I looked up online, like these how long to beat websites, and it said like 30 to 40 hours maybe. I am at 34 now, I think, or 35. So, but I'm also very slow because I'm having these monologues with you, and I'm reading this shit. So I usually have a way longer time on these games than people just playing it by themselves and quick reading that and not commenting on it. But still, I don't know how long this game actually is. We still have a bunch of open shit. But since we now got this communism task, which said to talk to a bunch of people, I kind of feel like we should actually, if there is a limited time resource, we should focus on that. And the main case, obviously, and all the other shit that we already have, and not this guy. But at the same time, I don't think there will be a malice if we just pick this up and don't complete it. We're just going to treat it as, I don't know, priority level 3. So, and it's more fun to do it ourselves. So we're going to do that. We found him. We should finish this.
All right. We've already examined the library card. Let's call the Jamrock Library from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about this Billy Méjean. And while we're there, we should also call the station. Let them know that we are taking the case.
All right, cool. I think we can quick travel once we actually are allowed to. Let's go.
Inside,
wait, who the
you
fuck
see
are
a
these
set of
guys?
steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Punks. Fuck the world and pigs. Whatever, and they piss. Piss drunks? These English people? Run your fingers over one of the steering levers. Oh no, I just want to pick up the radio.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
I need to report a dead body on the Martinez boardwalk.
One moment.
Can hear us shuffling through some papers.
Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
An unidentified middle-aged man, height 170 to 175 centimeters, dark hair, medium build. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, seems like it was an accident. Someone might have pushed him. No, accident.
No field autopsy necessary.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card from his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
It's from Central Jamlock Public Library. It belongs to someone named Billy Méjean.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Let's go for the information on the armored boots.
Still no word, I'm afraid, sir.
Oh, wow, still.
I know it must be frustrating. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Okay, weird. Alright, connect me to the Jamrock Public Library.
I'm afraid they're closed. It says
Oh, yeah,
here that
9
the
a.m. Oh,
library
yeah,
is
yeah.
open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
What? 10 a.m. to 6 a.m. PM, but the card says 9 to 6. Alright,
We should
that
try
doesn't
again
matter.
during business hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything else, detective?
We still have this option to talk to Sylvie again. I think I want to do that now because we have done a bunch of shit. I don't know what she would actually want to talk to us and if she's actually something that she could help us with, but you know, maybe there is, so let's just do
Just a
it.
second, officer. Sylvie Malaika on the line for you, officer. Yes, hello?
Hey Sylvie, it's the police again.
Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
Well, that's it? Okay, never mind.
You hear
Anything else I can...
Alright,
in the cabin, you see a
alright. Talk to these guys. Yeah, what's up?
That's one brutal motor carriage.
Says the young man with the piss F word written on his back.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
His companion wears a simple yet elegant slogan. Fuck the world.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could like hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads. Scary tribal shit.
I don't think these guys are punks.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
What the hell?
It's just theoretical work, copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Who are you?
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
Everybody's just so great here.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and... On the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is we're not part of the skulls yet.
Who the fuck are the skulls?
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their beliefs.
Who are the skulls? Do you know anything about the murder that took place here? Do you guys know Cindy the Skull? Ah! Yeah, the graffiti girl. What's with the jackets? Well, talking with you has definitely been something. Who are the skulls?
You don't know? What kind of cop are you?
Art Corp.
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
I'm so glad you asked. Of course you do. Of course I do. I'm testing you boys. No, I really don't. No, I really don't.
The skulls are the most vicious gang of the Besmertnay.
What the hell is a Besmertnay? Is this place or another place around here?
Besmetine, or the Besmeti, the Immortals, are West River Sholian crime syndicates.
Okay.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. Jacking carriages and getting into high-speed chases.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
Non-verbal.
If a skull spots you, he will pull out his dagger and stab you without saying a word.
Okay.
The lieutenant's voice is as calm as usual, a testament to the violence and death he's witnessed through the sight of his firearm.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock, or you can find them loitering around the brightly painted bottom-lighted vehicles.
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive.
Sure. You guys know anything about Cindy the Skull?
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
The young man's eyes glaze over, his voice filled with longing.
Yeah, a true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
He adds, returning from whatever void he was just visiting.
For all their nihilistic posturing, These young men are not lacking in youthful idealism. Odd, there isn't a hint of hate in them. It's like they're piss and fuck the world out of some kind of moral obligation. The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
I see you kids are into hypnotic dance music. Why aren't there any more skulls in Martinez? Your rhetoric is confusing. Are you a part of the skulls or not? Enough about the scullery then. I see you kids are into hypnotic dance music.
Oh man, yeah. We're not fucking kids, man.
He exclaims, then stops himself, processing the rest of your question. We're not fucking kids, man.
Be wary of the abyss.
His blonde friend adds ominously and points to his temple. Why?
Probably because of how non-verbal their mode of operation is going to be. It's a threat.
A threat? Good, I like those. Don't fuck with me, boys, I'm one of the bad cops. I just wanted to talk about music and now there's a conflict all of a sudden. It's too much. Nervously shake your head.
That's right. You should back off and let silence rule supreme.
I mean, you aren't.
What is wrong with you? Now you're just empowering these punks.
This is ridiculous. Boys, do you know why the gang is called Skulls?
Yeah. The skull symbolizes the embrace of death and nothingness, present in all of us. The vehicle of our future operations. Death and nothingness.
They're called Skulls because when you are shot dead in the middle of the street, the skull is the only part the stray dogs want to eat.
Just trust me and follow my lead.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't scare them like that. So, boys, want to feed the dogs? I don't really care about these people, but, you know, why would we want to scare them? I don't really get that. Because it says something about youthful idealism and shit. I don't think these guys are gonna just stab us or whatever. They're just talking shit. I think I'm gonna go with that. Kim, maybe you shouldn't scare them like that.
And do what? Walk away knowing that there are two delusional hoodlums interested in joining a criminal group whose main areas of expertise are jacking cars and killing police officers?
Well, when you put it that way, turn to the two young men and tap a finger against your head. Dog food. Well...
Don't well me. This might be fine by you, but it certainly isn't fine by me. We've got to try to nip this kind of behavior in the bud.
Sure.
The young men stare at the two of you in confusion.
Why aren't there more skulls in Martinez?
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are concerned. That's why there isn't much organized crime around here.
Apart from the unions themselves, of course.
Don't you worry about that. We're gonna make up for the deficit.
Sure.
Yeah, we are.
The young men exchange approving nods. Your rhetoric is confusing. Are you part of the skulls or not?
We're not franchise skulls. Well,
Franchise.
not yet. Once we get our name out there, we'll have a chance to join them.
And what makes you think that the organization would accept you?
Because we can be just as psycho and vicious. You'll see.
You'll see for sure once we're in. It's the last thing you'll ever see before the void consumes you.
Throw him off his game.
Are you implying I might be in some sort of danger? Are you sure Skull would say that? Because they wouldn't say anything, because they're always silent.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're only saying practice things for now, so we don't mean no harm to the Skulls brand, or to you.
This is definitely something the Skulls would say. But we're not trying to encroach on the Skulls branding anyway. On the contrary, we're just here to market it.
Hold on, why does a criminal gang need marketing? So you're just pretending to be as nasty and vicious as the Skulls?
Hey, we can be just as hard. Like pavement on top of pavement, or a brick on top of another brick.
Okay.
Or a grave on top of a grave.
Graves aren't hard.
These kids have the vocabulary, but might be missing a brain.
Enough about the scullery then. He throws a longing glance at the Kanema. Do you know anything about the murder that took place here?
Murder?
A man was hanged in the backyard of the Rolling in Rags. Never mind, this is useless. First one.
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. It was a man.
I feel like this means that it was a woman. We can trick these guys.
Also, he was hanged.
Anything else?
He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
These punks don't know anything. Let's just move along.
Hey, stop right there. How does one know anything?
What the hell?
This sounds like epistemology. A field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
I know that you don't know shit. I'm not going to entertain you with this any longer. I know that you don't know shit.
Exactly. How can one know shit? For example, how can one be sure that there truly is a body hanging behind a hostel?
What if it's art? Or just a mere specter?
That could be the case. Yes, a brilliant work of art. It's not. A man is dead and we need answers. Huh?
So what do you think we know?
What's with the jackets?
What about them?
Turn to the blonde youth. Why does your jacket have piss F word written on it? Turn to the dog herd youth. Why do you have fuck the world written on your jacket? First one.
Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. And I do like piss.
What?
The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And, I guess, it's also about communal spirit, the future, and truly appreciating our differences.
Weird.
Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, it is imperative that the medium itself convey the message.
What? Makes sense. Makes sense.
What I mean by this is, we are all piss and that the world is inherently meaningless.
Though he seemed lacking in vocabulary, it seems that the young man has expertise in at least one field, even if it's rather narrow.
Now the other one?
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love, which is actually just obsession masquerading as kinship. The thrill of the chase, the hollowness that fills your chest cavity after catching it.
I'm wondering if the poetics come with the jacket, or are they derived from something else entirely?
To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times, and even then it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, though...
Blow it up. That is a terrible metaphor.
You get more fish in a shorter time. And, for time is of the essence and fleeting ever so quickly, one must think of a way to fuck the whole world and not get caught up in fucking someone.
Okay, sure.
Because when one fucks everything, he fucks nothing. And that, to me, feels glorious. Sticking your dick into the void.
What is going on?
Hate to admit it, but in a weird way, he's got a point. Is it a coincidence that here we have two badass jackets and two badass cops?
What the fuck? Hey Kim, lower your voice.
Yes?
Do you think it's coincidence? What do you think about their jackets?
Leather jackets adorned with immature writing? The ideology they convey helps the boys justify poor choices in life and fashion. I'm not a fan.
Why are you always so patronizing when cool possibilities cross your path? Sure, the jackets are scaring you, that's cool. Why are you always so patronizing?
What are you implying?
Which one would you wear? We should get these jackets, you know what I'm implying. Which one would you wear?
I'm not sure I understand you, detective.
Are you more of a piss, F word, or a fuck the world kind of guy?
Neither.
Come on, Kim, it's just a mental exercise.
Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think piss is the stronger of the two statements.
No way, if anything, I'm the piss F word in this scenario. That works, I feel more like a fuck the world kind of guy. Sure.
Seems about right, especially considering your heroic exit attempts.
That's an origin story for a dynamic duo right there.
So are we done here? Or You don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you?
Half-light. Ask for the jackets for yourself and the lieutenant. +1 demonstrated authority, +1 Kim showed good tactics, +2 they're just off-brand skulls. 70% still. Maybe later. Weird. Okay, what's on the agenda actually? Can't call this library. We still have half an hour. Oh yeah, get organized with the communists. We can talk to Titus and see if they can take care of that woman that we found last night. That had our gun. Oh.
Wait. No. Something about this bunch doesn't smell right.
Oh damn. What do you mean? Aren't they Everard's guys?
They are, but they don't seem too keen to talk with you, do they? No, they don't. Glenn seems to be contemplating grievous bodily harm while he massages his raw knuckles. In the far back, Eugene is doing his best to ignore you.
Meanwhile, Fat Angus keeps shooting you furtive glances and mumbling uneasily to himself.
And from his perch at the end of the table, Titus Hardy himself stares at you with a cold contempt that makes you want to leave the cafeteria straight away. Besides, you're pretty sure they consider themselves social democrats.
We don't like them even more now. Alright, guess I'll look elsewhere then. Okay, so these are not the communists that we've been looking for. We still have the quest to prove our authority to this guy, and I don't think there's anything else we can do here but just put on as many authority clothes as we can and be all authoritarian. But do we even have that shit? I felt like we did. We got these boots, but I can't wear them. Nothing? Wow. Well, that's fucked up.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Said that line yesterday, my guy. 28%. Alright. There's an old catatonic lady in the old fish market on the other side of the bay. She needs help.
What's that, Copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
See, that's what I said. These guys don't do that. They suck.
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your jurisdiction.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs, isn't it?
Yep, her.
God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Kuron or something. Bastards left her alone when she got sick. We've been getting complaints.
Can you talk a little bit quieter, please? I really, my ears are ringing. What the hell?
Hey, wasn't Everard's B team looking for her the other day? They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. She have something of yours, Pig?
Whatever you do not admit to these punks you lost your gun. You will suffer if you do.
Nope, she didn't have anything of mine.
No? Well, whatever then, Copper.
Titus chugs his beer down and wipes his mouth.
No. They totally said what it was. What was it? Anyone remember?
He's still thinking it over in the corner. Anyone remember?
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
The tattooed man scratches his head with his knuckles.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with?
What's her name? Her real name?
Auntie LaPlante, we always called her. Something LaPlante.
Marianne, amigo.
He says, pouring herself another drink. Marianne, amigo LaPlante. Marianne LaPlante. Oh. I mean, that's funny, but I don't think these are the people that I want to do that at, so Marine LaPlante.
Be anything else you wanted to know?
Who was she?
Was. Like before. Just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come to visit. Never took her calls. She gets out every now and then. She did right by lots of us when we were kids. Always was a little off, but still.
Us kids, that must have been ages ago. She was better then. The children kept her together.
How did she get like this?
Wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, shit. I don't actually know. Anyone know why she started acting like a pig?
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig?
Someone who wanted to set the world right before it ends. Ever think of that? More like who wouldn't? Cool uniforms, fast machines, packing heat. Sign me up. Law enforcement is a respectable occupation, sir. I can't but feel partially responsible for the unhealthy culture that poor woman latched onto. I'm sorry. Sorry, cop.
Yeah, you should be.
Whatever, cop. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of our own.
Where'd you get all the cop gear from?
Dunno. She lives by the water. Shit washes up all the time on the beach.
We're still looking for the armor helmet, by the way, and Kuno said that he kicked that in the water. We haven't found it.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people. It's not like we dump it at night. She bought it, collected it.
Station 41. A man carries a crate of rusted, unused badges. You think these would net us something at the annual auction? A balding detective drags a comb futilely across his head. Shit, who'd want those? Just dump them into the river.
Cool. Thanks for helping out with this one, Titus.
No problem, old cop man. We take care of our mentally ill here in Martinez. Ain't that right, boys?
Do they, though?
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
Alright. And I just found a bullet in the hanged man's head.
A bullet, you say? That's mighty curious.
Indeed. Mighty. How did it get there?
The lieutenant is fixed on Titus.
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Nice threat.
Sire, it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it before their very eyes.
I'm going to ask you again, why was this, show them the bullet, in the victim's head? I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting. Did you guys shoot him? Don't worry, we'll figure this out sooner or later. Just go with the drama mode.
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
All the goofing around is to avoid lying. It's a technique. They're only pretending to enjoy this. Beneath the act, they don't like you knowing this.
Did you guys shoot him?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Don't worry, we will figure this out sooner or later.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
He crosses his hairy arms, having forgotten his beer for a moment.
It's not like he blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere.
Okay. Getting better at this. 42, although still very low. We have a skill point, but I still want to invest that into a thought. I don't know about this art degree thing. What was it again? White morning. You see yourself from above. You've passed out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from this distance, you can see your eyelids flutter at the mention of what? A great white object letting out its sweet smell like a lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling, and look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. This feels like we actually commit to being a drunk, so I'm not going to research that. Actual art degree. Perception minus, I don't really like that, but it's only 1.5 hours. Another copper type, the art cop. It sounded kind of fucked up that we're just being a critic and shit. But I think I want to go for that. It's only 1.5 hours. We can forget that and put another skill or another thought in if we find one. So why not just do that? Unlock that. Actual art degree. Internalize. Here we go. Alright. So we made some progress here. This is being done. How late is it? Still 10 minutes until we can call the library. Still gotta find more comrades. We could go to the union because they already, or this, when we got that thought, it hinted at that this is where we should actually go for a first lead. Ice cream maker, need more stuff. No, everything else here really doesn't work. We could, first of all, let's buy a book, a Helmdall book, because that might be helpful with dealing with Kuno-S, because it said that she is Helmdall related. Can I buy it from here?
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover.
$9.
All the titles contain the word Helmdall somewhere.
I want to buy the Helmdall Man book. Sure.
Oh yes, certainly. Another good sale.
Leave. Alright, let's read that book. Helmdall Man, the man from Helmdall. A classic. On the front is peace and an anatomically unrealistic muscle man is reaching into a mountain stream, yearning to touch his glimmering mirror image. His eyes are full of childlike wonder. On the blood-soaked snow right next to him lie two giant Zweihanders.
The cover of this tattered paperback features the man from Helmdall standing atop a pile of bloody corpses. His two Zweihanders are crossed over his massive chest in a dramatic X, their blades dripping with gore.
Hell yeah! Seems over the top. Hell yeah.
Behind him rise the harsh, snow-capped peaks of his native Northlands. In bold red letters, the title, Helmdall Man, the man from Helmdall, unfurls like a banner. In the foreground, a nearly nude woman lies spread in supplication, her privates strategically covered by her flowing black hair.
Look at the back cover.
The back blurb reads, his latest adventure serves as the perfect introduction to the savage Helmdall saga. Meet man from Helmdall, his faithful blood brother Tyribald, the noble Lord Hrothgar, and some of their most fearsome foes yet, for the Northlands, for Helmdall. Below, in smaller font, you see the parenthetical, adapted from Man from Helmdall and the Necromancer's Treasure. Man from Helmdall, Lord of Hrothgar, and Man from Helmdall, the Curse of Nacht Hera.
What? This is all just one book, just scrambled together from other books that also are scrambled together from another book and all are the same. Read the first couple of pages.
The story opens in media res. The man from Helmdall and his band of northern reavers are in the bowels of an ancient temple, surrounded by an army of gibbering whites, led by the deathless necromancer. One by one, the brave Northmen fall to the relentless crush of undead, only to join their number as reanimated corpses. By nightfall, only the man from Helmdall and his blood brother, noble Tyribald, are left standing against the dead horde. It is an honor to die by your side, brother, Tyribald cries, as his battle axe beheads one of their reanimated comrades.
Wow, they're in trouble now. Or I'm too old for this. No, we're in trouble.
9, Tyribald. The man from Heimdall bellows over the army of flesh and bone. Have courage. For the Northlands. For Heimdall. He leaps to the mezzanine to face the black-eyed figure, and like a mad ice bear, whirling twin Zweihanders, Sturm and Drang, he plows through the ranks of the deathless, surrounding the necromancer. The writer has never held a sword in their life, let alone two-handed swords at the same time. And with deadly finesse, his twin blades scissor the necromancer's head from its body. The undead legions collapse like ragdolls as the dark magic leaves them, and the two Northmen stand alone in their cursed temple, where the bodies of their lost brothers litter the floors.
Skip ahead.
A few chapters later, the man from Heimdall and Tyribald are in a completely different setting, high above an arid desert, riding a pair of griffins that always seem to appear at narratively convenient moments.
Nice eagles.
This book makes a mockery of the very idea of good plotting, though something tells you coherence was never the point. The Northmen find themselves in the court of a powerful southern king, Lord Hrothgar. The old king beseeches the man from Heimdall to rid his kingdom of the Nachtherra, a subterranean clan of blind wizards who traded their souls for demonic powers. The man from Heimdall extracts a high price from the desperate king. He asks land for the homeless desert pygmies living exiled in the kingdom's borderlands. Hrothgar offers the hand of his eldest daughter instead, but the son of winter does not budge.
Hold on, why is the man from Heimdall doing any of this? All aboard for slaughter and glory. Keep reading, that's enough of man from Heimdall for me. Close the book. First one, why is he doing that?
What do you mean?
Why is he doing all of this?
Because the flame of justice burns bright within his chest. Because, above all, he's driven to bring honor to the name of his beloved Heimdall. Because his noble Cutland blood lusts for glory and conquest. It cannot be denied.
Is that all?
What do you mean, is that all?
Is there anything else to his character?
He is the man from Heimdall, forged in the fury of battle. Death was his sire, and blood his dam. He had but 14 winters when he left his frigid homelands in Cutla to seek glory and honor. That is his character.
Alright.
He doesn't even have a real name. What is inside this man? Or is muscle and bone all he is?
Okay, but does he have any internal tension?
He is the wildest man alive. The only mortal strong enough to wield the twin Zweihanders, Sturm and Drang, whose names mean storm and...
Yes, I get that. He's strong and has big swords, but why should I care about his character?
What are you, a book critic?
Yeah, actually yes, I'm a goddamn art cop. No, you're right, let's give this a chance. I'm an art cop.
Enough. You're ruining the pacing of the story. Now where did you leave off? Ah yes. What pacing? You skip past a section detailing an elaborate banquet with many toasts, as well as the long and perilous journey from Hrothgar's keep to the ancient forest of Yesdor, where our heroes infiltrate the Nachtherra's dire hall. In the center of the great hall stands a blood altar on which a pair of Nachtherra are disemboweling a shrieking peasant, an unholy rite that empowers the Nachtherra forbidden magic. As the vile ceremony ends, the sound of steel unsheathing draws the Nachtherra's attention to a pair of cloaked figures standing in the doorway. Swiftly, the visitors toss off their cloaks and unsheathe glimmering northern steel. It's the man from Heimdall and his valiant blood brother, Tyribald.
Well, yeah, who else would it be? Well, I did not see that coming. First one.
In an instant, the Nachtherra summon a horde of gibbering orcanoids who rush our heroes. The hall fills with the clang of blades and the screams of the dying as the floor goes slick with steaming orcanoid viscera. Oh, for fuck's sake. When the din of battle settles, only the man from Heimdall and Tyribald remain standing. Exhausted and dripping with the entrails of their foes, the two Northmen confront the foul Nectera. The man from Heimdall's soda-like blue eyes fill with indescribable fury. For the Northlands, he cries, rushing headlong into a desperate melee.
You gotta be kidding me. Cut him up, Heimdall, man. You gotta be kidding me.
What?
This is almost exactly the same as the first scene. Even the word gibbering is used twice.
In the first scene, the man from Heimdall fought a powerful necromancer and his army of the dead. Now he's confronting a pair of Nectera and their horde of Orkanoid thralls. The two couldn't be further apart.
Absolutely. Okay, fine. What happens next? Nah, that's just too silly for my taste. Close the book and we're gonna finish.
An excellent question. One easily answered by purchasing the next thrilling chapter in the Heimdallaman saga, Heimdallaman at the Gates of Tomorrow. The last page of this one merely reads, "To be continued."
Oh my god.
Considering the sheer amount of different Heimdallaman books out there, it's very unlikely you're ever gonna find the sequel. The man from Heimdall stares at you on the cover, his face fixed in grim resolve.
Nice book. Alright. Cool. There's still... Is there more under the shelf to buy now? Probably not right now. There are more games that we could buy. If I remember correctly.
A small mountain of colorful board
the World
game boxes. There are numerous...
And there are books up here, but I don't think I want to do that now. We only have 35 bucks. That's not too much, and maybe we need that. I kind of want to buy some morale healing shit. We can buy that at the store. And fix that so our volition is up again. And then I guess we go to the Union and try to find out, sniff out some comrades. And still look for any way to get hand-eye coordination up so we can actually open up that fridge, because that sounds like it's the next big thing to do here.